1. You have more free time. Let's get the obvious out of the way. On average, people spend 145 minutes per day liking photos and interacting with memes. In some countries, this number is close to 4 hours per day. Point 2. Imagine how your life will look like with 2 extra hours per day. Probably you can finally start reading the pile of books collecting dust on your counter. Or, start writing the book you've always wanted. Or, even better, just rest more after a busy day at the office. 2. You become more present. Since you're no longer thinking about, gosh, probably I have new likes on my photo, I should check so I can feel good. You focus on the thing you're doing without constantly disturbing your flow. Removing the thoughts on what I'm potentially missing out on helps you get calmer. More grounded. More present. More focused on what I'm doing right now. Instead of going out with a friend so you can both stare at your phones, you enjoy each other's company. 3. You have more time to think. Thinking is often overlooked. Even though we do it all the time, we don't ever talk about it. We don't think that thinking is important. Just a few moments of alone time, with nothing but your naked thoughts, can drive you insane. That's what usually happens when you're used to constantly observe the lives of others. But more uninterrupted time for thinking is like doodling. You try different ideas in your head. You stress test a concept. You carefully consider your words before you write them on a piece of paper. Plainly, it's helpful. Thinking more about a certain thing will help you better prepare when you actually start doing the thing. 4. You compare less with others. Subconsciously or not, we always compare ourselves to others. This is an inbuilt human characteristic. We want what others have, because this can help us improve our life and thus survive for longer. Point 3. Comparing with others can be a good thing because it can inspire action. Motivate us to make changes in our lives. However, when we are continuously exposed to the perfect life of others by scrolling through Facebook and Instagram, when we compare our average days with the perfect days of others. 5. You focus on your goals. Quitting social media removes the desire to do what every one of your online friends is doing. When you no longer crave to watch pictures of strangers, something magical happens. You start thinking about what you really want out of your life. Since there are no more pictures to like and no more people to follow, you start to follow your own desires. You take the time you previously spent, wasted, observing how others live their lives, and use it to create the life you want.